We're talking about what's on my mind, hearing from you about what's on your mind about the sport of professional wrestling. And I have a couple guys here that I'm actually going to enjoy talking to this time. This is the team of Tom and Tim Knox. Welcome to the Hotseat, guys.
Thank you, Sam. Thanks for being on the show.
It is, Sam. Well, gentlemen, you had yourself a shot at the MTW Tag Team title September 30th against the Tag Team Champions Los Rudos, a team that you had defeated in the tournament prior on September 9th. And I have to say, one hell of a match it was. Of course, once again, Rude Boy Rick Hernandez, his interference, once again, foils a chance for you to win the MTW Tag Team titles, as he held you outside the ring. Tom?
Yeah, it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. You know, they got three guys there. You know, Rude Boy is just a manager, but he gets involved sometimes, you know. Even a little twerp like that can cause some damage. And he did. He happened to on the 30th, but, you know, we'd like another shot at the belts, because I know we can take Rudos. I know we can take Rudos.
I believe so, too. But on the line right now, we have Al Snow, former MTW Heavyweight Champion. Al, welcome to the Hot Seat.
Hey, how you doing there, Sam?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say congratulations on your two successful defenses of the MTW Heavyweight Championship on September 29th against D'Lo Brown in Toledo, and your finale against Brad Armstrong.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, also, Al, we'd also like to congratulate you on your contract with the World Wrestling Federation.
Thank you very much, and I congratulate myself.
Well, Al, a lot of questions to be asked here.
Okay, well, I'll try and give as many answers as I can.
Okay, Al. Well, number one, I had an interview with Brad Armstrong prior to your match with him, and I exposed the Smoky Mountain conspiracy against you, Al.
I agree. There was a conspiracy.
And we know, and of course Brad denied this, that Commissioner Bob Armstrong, his father, did everything he could to railroad you out of Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Oh, I agree totally, but, you know, what can you expect? I mean, there's a lot of nepotism not only in wrestling down there, but, you know, just period in family relations.
You're talking about the family tree that grows straight up with no branches.
Yeah, you know, there's no fork in the tree down there as far as the family tree is concerned.
Well, anyways, Brad Armstrong had his shot on the hot seat, and I asked him the toughest questions possible. Of course, he was babbling. You know what? I'm going to show this interview to these...
That's one thing that I'm sure he did inherit from his father, the ability to babble.
Well, Al, I'm going to show this interview in the next segment of Wrestling Hot Seat, and people in the Wrestling Hot Seat, the fans of the Wrestling Hot Seat, can judge for themselves whether there was a conspiracy against you, Al.
I appreciate that.
But right now, I also have to say, MTW Wrestler of the Year. Congratulations with that, Al.
Yes, thank you. I was surprised and honored that they had chosen me for that.
Well, also, I'd like to say, the greatest MTW Heavyweight Champion of all time in my mind, and I'm sure in a lot of the fans' mind also, of course, you were also co-holder of the MTW Tag Team Championship.
There for a while, I was.
You were instrumental in breaking up the International Freedom Fighters. What's going on with Chris Carter?
That will be a blessing that I'll carry for all the time.
And what's going on with Ray Roberts and Chris Carter, I'm still not going to be able to understand. There's got to be something in the water in Taylor, Michigan.
Either. I've yet to be able to figure that one out.
Well, Al, of course, you took a hard way to the top, as you insisted on wrestling the best wrestlers in the entire world. You did not beat any pushovers. We're talking about a former WWF Intercontinental Champion you beat for the MTW Heavyweight title.
Yes.
On the Super Bowl Wrestling. And of course, Brad Armstrong, you defeated in your finale, a former World Light Heavyweight Champion.
That's right.
In WCW. So we're not talking about any pushovers here.
Well, you know what they always say, you know, what Gordon Soley always said was, to be the best, you had to beat the best, and that was always been my intention and plan from the start. And,
of course, you defeated Too Cold Scorpio to be the #1 contender for the MTW Heavyweight title. Of course, everybody knows about Too Cold. He's one of the greatest high-flying wrestlers of all time. And like I said, you took a tough road up. You didn't take the easy way. You decided to go against the best. In the beginning, of course, you took your bumps, you took your bruises. You were probably winning about maybe, I'd say, in the neighborhood of 50% of your matches. Then finally, in the last 4 or 5 years, your stock just skyrocketed, Al, as you started putting some more wins together against some more impressive foes. And you deserve to be where you're at, Al, and
I appreciate that.
Congratulations.
I feel that I do deserve to be where I'm at. I feel that I have paid my dues and put my time in and have worked hard to achieve everything and anything that I've gotten out of this business. Nobody can say that I have been given anything in regard to the wrestling business. Everything that I get from this business I have earned through blood and sweat. So I'm not trying to sound cocky or arrogant, but I'm just trying to be honest and let people know that I'm proud of what I've done and the road that I've taken.
Well,
yes, it's taken me longer than a lot of people, but I think it's made me a better wrestler for it.
Well, I always said you've been the best kept wrestling secret, as of course we've been watching you here for the last decade or so.
Yes, and I appreciate all the fans there in this area, in Michigan and Ohio and my home area that have stood behind me. And I just want to say I want to give thanks to one person that has stood behind me from the very start, and that's been my wife, who's been with me through thick and thin and been there all the way. And I just want to say thanks to her, too.
Well, that's great to hear, Al. And, of course, your new endeavors in the World Wrestling Federation, of course. Could we be seeing a title shot for Al Snow against Shawn Michaels or possibly Diesel?
I hope so. I'm hoping that's where, that road's going to lead. I'm sure we're going to put 100% out so that it will go that way. I can guarantee you that every time I step in that ring, whether it's in front of 5 people or 5,000 people or 50,000 people, I'm always going to give 110%. And I think that is going to be what's going to take me to the top, even in the WWF. I think that will get me a title shot with either Diesel or Shawn Michaels.
Well, absolutely, Al. As I said, over the last few years, you racked up quite a bunch of impressive credentials. As of course, being the one half of the Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions with Unabomb, also.
Yes.
Which is something that we know was part of the Bob Armstrong conspiracy. He basically made the team together. He thought you guys would be a mongrel tag team and he'd send you home, but he didn't understand the team worked. You guys ended up being the greatest Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions of all time.
I agree.
Beating 5-time World Tag Team Champions Rock and Roll Express, no less. We're not talking about any pushovers there either.
That's right, and the Rock and Roll Express never did attain the tag team skill or timing that it took to get those belts back from us.
Absolutely, and as you defeated Robert Gibson in a number of single matches, defeated Ricky Morton in a number of single matches down there.
Yes.
As I said, Bob Armstrong, he did everything he could to try to get you out of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Of course, it took you to go on television and say, if I can't defeat Brad Armstrong, of course, we're talking about Quick Count Curtis here, the quick 3 count that he put on you in that match against Brad Armstrong on television, which you said, you did stand by your word. You said if you could not beat Brad Armstrong on television, you would leave Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
That's right, I'm a man of pride.
Of course, we're talking about Mark Curtis. I mean, he must have laid the fastest 3 count I ever saw on a man.
Well, I think Mark is more or less an idiot savant, and the only talent he has is to count to 3, and he gets so happy about it sometimes that he gets a little excited and counts fast. So,
well,
when you're down there down south, you have to expect to deal with just about anything.
Well, I guess when you take a farm boy off the farms and throw him in a wrestling ring, anything can happen.
That's right.
All right, Al. First of all, I'd like to thank you very much for being on the Wrestling Hot Seat, and good luck in the World Wrestling Federation, and hopefully, if you ever make it back this way, Al, we'd like to have you back on again.
Well, thank you very much for having me on the Hot Seat, Sam, and as always, I've enjoyed calling in and talking to you, and I'm looking forward to doing great things in the WWF, and I'm looking forward, even if I come back for who knows, I may come back for MTW somewhere down the road. You never know. I'm always hopeful, or in the future, I may come back in this area for the WWF, and I hope that those same fans that supported me this whole time will come out and support me when I come back for the World Wrestling Federation.
I'm sure they will, Al, and thank you very much. As I said, good luck in the World Wrestling Federation.
Good, thank you, Sam.
Thanks, Al.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, we're going to go to break now, and after this break, more Wrestling Hot Seat. Welcome back to the Wrestling Hot Seat. As of course I have my guest here, the #1 contenders for the MTW Tag Team Championship, Hard Knocks. Well, Tommy, you've been wrestling a little bit longer than your brother Tim, but you guys have known each other all your lives. As we both know, that can make the greatest brother tag team in the world for the very simple fact that you guys have been together all your lives. You guys know each other. I mean, you guys know each other since you were little kids, obviously. Tom, you being a little bit older than Tim. And, of course, I believe that if you get your next shot at the MTW Tag Team Championship, you guys will come out on top. I tell you what, let's go to the phones. You're on the hot seat.
Sam Farmer?
Yes.
It's Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly, welcome to the hot seat.
Hey, Machine Gun.
What's up, dude?
How's it going?
I'm kind of out of character tonight, but so friggin' what? How's it going with you?
Real good, real good.
Good. Hey, did you hear?
Did I hear what, Mike?
There's a new promotion in the Detroit area, and there's a buzz in the air, man.
Well, the new promotion in the Detroit area.
Yeah, it
I've
was
been
on
out
the
of town
Curly
last few-
Hotline Monday. I'm in it. Judge Dredd is in it. The Knox brothers are in it. The Crippler's in it.
Fill me in, gentlemen.
List goes on. It's called Great Lakes Wrestling.
Great Lakes Wrestling.
Great Lakes Wrestling is going to be at the Wayne Ford Civic League, November 10th, 1995, 7:30 p.m. We're going to have 7 big bouts, and we got a surprise for you as to who the president is. It's going to kick you right in the butt.
Oh, why don't you share it with the people who are watching the hot seat right now, Mike?
Hockey's for sissies. Get up off your butt, change the channel, and watch some wrestling, what real men do. What do you have to say to him, Sam?
Well, I agree with you 100%, Mike. Of course, Wrestling Hot Seat is the #1 rated television program on this station. So we do have quite a array of viewers here, Mike. And I'd like to say, I want to know who the president of this brand new group, you call it Great Lakes Wrestling?
Well, I'll tell you what, Sam. All the wrestlers got together and we took a vote. And you know how hard it is to get wrestlers together. I mean,
Absolutely.
guys start picking on each other over things that, you know, me and Mickey Doyle had a fight about that he knocked my tooth out twice. And, you know, it's just petty stuff. But we voted and we came up with a man that everybody respects. And I'm not going to tell you, you're going to have to come to the Wayne Ford Civic League November 10th and find out who the president is. But it's not a wimp like the other promotions have. This is a real man that everybody respects.
A real man that everybody respects.
That's right. Somebody who's going to uphold law and order in Great Lakes Wrestling.
Well, obviously it's not referee Rob Flash Abram, that's for sure.
You got that right, brother.
I tell you what, I've had my little bit of a problem with him, and who knows, I might be down at the Wayne Ford Civic League just to settle it with Flash Abram, as I believe he's been coached by Rude Boy Rick Hernandez in Los Rudos. And
oh, well, I don't know about that, but if you guys want a match, you're going to have to petition the president, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, I will
We'd
definitely.
have a referee versus commentator match.
I tell you what, well, obviously, so that means Rob Flash Abram is not the president,
No, he's not.
but he might be a client.
No, it'll surprise you. It'll kick your butt, and you'll be happy at the same time. But it's going to be good. It's going to be a potpourri of all the wrestlers from every group that's ever been around here in Detroit, and nobody's going to be barred. It's not going to be on the buddy system like they've always had it, where you can't get in unless you know somebody or there's something else that they say to that I can't say over the air, but you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Okay.
It's going to be anybody's invited to come and compete in Great Lakes Wrestling.
Well,
I'm excited, and so is everybody else.
well, Machine Gun Kelly, I thank you very much for calling in. and-
Okay, it's going to be at the Wayne Ford Civic League, Sam. That's on 1645 North Wayne Road in Westland, Michigan. The number is 728-5010.
Okay.
Want any information about advance tickets? Call that number.
Okay, Machine Gun Kelly, well, I thank you very much for calling, and fans, stay tuned for Wrestling Hot Seat for more Great Lakes Wrestling, I guess. And thank you very much, Mike.
Okay, thanks, Sam.
Well, that's a bombshell to me. I had no idea that there was another group.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. It's going to be
He says you guys. He says you
policy with the organization.
So you guys have signed an open contract to be on Great Lakes Wrestling.
Yes, we have both singles and tag teams.
If anybody would like to jump in the hot seat, the number is 782-0351. Our operators are standing by. As promised, I said I would air the interview that I had with Brad Armstrong to prove there was a conspiracy against Al Snow and Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Let's go to that interview right now. Well, I'm here with Brad Armstrong. Brad, welcome to MTW and the Wrestling Hot Seat.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, tonight you have Al Snow, but I have a story to explain to these people who don't understand what's really going on between you and Al Snow. First, Al Snow gets a call from your father, Commissioner of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Bob Armstrong, asking him to come down to Smoky Mountain. And then they throw him in with the Unabomb. They figure the team won't work, Al will leave. That's correct? Anyways, the team did work. And not only that, they were probably the greatest Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions of all time. And Al stuck. And over and over and over, Bob Armstrong did everything he could to get Al Snow out of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And Al Snow, he said, if I cannot defeat Brad Armstrong on television, I will leave Smoky Mountain Wrestling, which he did, Brad. But tonight, you're not in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Brad. You're in Midwest Territorial Wrestling. This is the Wrestling Hot Seat. You understand where you're at, Brad?
Yeah, I understand where
Okay, Brad. I know you held the USWA title, and now you are the current Smoky Mountain Heavyweight Champion by defeating Buddy Landell. So, of course, you and Al Snow, you guys are no strangers to each other.
No, not at all.
Okay. Are you going to say anything, Brad?
Are you going to let me say anything, brother?
Mike, sure.
I tell you what. Okay, I tell you what. Most of my talking is done in the ring, but what I'll do right now is tell you this: Al Snow is a great wrestler. I'll give you that, brother. I've seen him wrestle. He's wrestled all over the world, and that proves itself in itself. So I'll tell you this: Al Snow, I'm not going to take you lightly. I know exactly what you're capable of, but as far as the Bob Armstrong thing and how my father put him into positions, he didn't go anywhere that he couldn't handle himself. He was right in a position. My father didn't do anything or bury him in any way. What he did to himself.
Hold on one second, Brad. He turned the fans of Smoky Mountain Wrestling against Al Snow. The fans everywhere love Al Snow. And then he goes down to Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and all of a sudden, well, Bob Armstrong, he decides that he's going to go ahead and team him up with the big Unabomb. No one liked the big Unabomb. Okay, so here we go. We got ourselves a tag team. And Al Snow, he went along with it. He won the Smoky Mountain Tag Team title against all odds. And yes, I believe that your father is to blame for the demise of Al Snow and Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Well, that's just your belief. You know, I mean, like you say, he was tag teamed with the biggest man in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. I don't see that being a setback. I see that being a push forward. He got tag teamed with the biggest man in wrestling. Hey, I don't see that as a setback at all. I think that's great. He won the tag team belts. That's fine. As far as the demise go, he's responsible for himself. He's got a smart mouth. Bottom line, he's a very capable athlete. He's got a very smart mouth. Bottom line.
Let me ask you: are you capable of wresting the MTW Heavyweight Championship from Al Snow?
Yeah, I think I am. I've wrestled all over the world as well. I'm not trying to be cocky or come across in the wrong way, but I know what I'm capable of. I've been wrestling for 15 years now, and you don't get along 15 years in this sport by being a sissy or a backseat taker. Brother, I'm going to take it to Al Snow, and may the best man win.
Well, Brad, may the best man win. Thank you very much for taking time out to be with us in the hot seat. And fans, you have it. Sam Farmer here with Brad Armstrong. Well, fans, you judge for yourself. Was there a conspiracy against Al Snow? Brad Armstrong, he was wishy-washy on that. You know what? I'm even sick of even talking about it. Let's go to break.
One of the registered dietitians on Food for Health, inviting you to watch us on November 6th for our live show. In the studio, we'll be here to answer your questions regarding food, nutrition, diet, and health. Give us a call at 782-0351 on Monday, November 6th. The end of the month, we'll be talking with you regarding one of your favorite topics, games, and how you can prepare the fruits of your labor out in the field. So again, watch us on Food for Health, November 6th, and every Monday thereafter.
There's a local way TV is helping preserve our historic past, and it's new to Comcast. Hi, I'm Kevin Harrison, co-host of Pages of Time, a historical magazine covering downriver. Whether it be interviews, profiles, or artifacts to the max, you'll witness those earlier days before we became a modern symbol of progress. Join us in our time travels. See us twice weekly, every Thursday at 8 p.m. and every Friday at 6 p.m. beginning in October, only on Channel 34.
Welcome back to the Wrestling Hot Seat, the fastest half hour on television. And gentlemen, I'd like to apologize. We've been logged in with different things that we want to do here today, and I haven't been able to ask you the question. When are you guys going to be able to get that shot with Los Rudos? I was at the championship committee meeting, and of course they had to adjourn it because they were trying to find a way to find a brand new heavyweight champion since the title is vacant. Of course, I'm sure you gentlemen would like to be considered for the heavyweight title as well.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Considering Los Rudos, those PG-13 wannabes, you know, we'd take a title shot next month if they're man enough to give it to us. You know, personally, I don't think they are, but you know, we'll see if they got a little courage left in them.
Absolutely, Tim.
Next time we take them, we're going to beat them. No doubt about it.
As I always said, that you guys, without doubt, the strongest tag team in MTW. As both of you guys put up 400 pounds apiece on the bench. You guys are both very, very strong men and very good wrestlers. Of course, their little ace in the hole, of course, ends up being Rude Boy Rick Hernandez. What can we do to keep Rude Boy Rick Hernandez from interfering in a title defense?
You know what I think we should do, Sam? I think we should handcuff him to you.
Really?
I really think that. You know, I think you got a little twerp, Rude Boy, goes running around. If you can stand his odor, if you can stand that, Sam, I'd like to handcuff him to you. I think you could keep him in check for one night for a match.
Well, of course, a little bit of mouthwash gets real burrito breath, of course.
Yeah, we can just take the bottle, you know, ram it down his throat, you know, then set him up shut him up, too, I think it would, for at least a half hour.
And, of course, another adversary that you do have, of course, is Canadian Lightning, the former MTW Tag Team Champions for about a half hour.
Little goop.
Okay. And, of course, Scott D'Amore, he's on a successful tour of Germany right now. As a matter of fact, a man by the name of Karl von Fritz, he's the one who keeps on informing me about Scott's progress and how well he's doing over there. And he's having a very successful. He's having a very he's having a very successful tour over in Germany. If you'd like to know that or not.
Well, I'm sure he is.
But of course, we'd like to have him back here in MTW.
So would I.
Where we could have another match with you guys. Of course, you guys are even. You beat them. They beat you. And, of course, nothing is so. We got a phone call. Let's go to the phones. You're in the hot seat. Anybody who wants to speak, speak now or forever hold your peace. 1, 2, 3, out of here. Hot seat's too hot for some of these people. That's fairly obvious.
No question.
But let's talk about some of the other possibilities. Of course, the MTW heavyweight title. You still want your shot at Scott D'Amore. You still want your shot at Otis Apollo, whether it's in singles or tag, I'm sure. Of course, Los Rudos, the holders of the gold. The MTW tag team titles, the best tag team right now in MTW. Let's face it. They are the champions. The champions are the best in the organization.
Yeah, they might be the sneakiest. That's right. Dirtiest.
Yeah. I might have to agree with you there on that point too. But let's talk about it, guys. You guys and Los Rudos.
So we're the #1 contenders.
Yes, you are the #1
contenders. We get the title shots. You know, we want one next month. I think all we need is one more, and we can take them. That's all we need.
Whether it's in Taylor, Michigan, or whether it's out in Kalamazoo or in Hammond, Indiana, it does not matter. You guys want a shot. That matchup had me so pumped up. You were this close to winning the MTW tag team titles. You know what? I'd like to show your victory over Los Rudos in the tag team tournament.
Yeah, I'd like to see that again too.
Let's go to the footage.
I just want what's right for mine. As far as these punks go in the ring, they don't concern me.
Well, Bruiser, I'm sure that a title shot is in your future, as you are a former heavyweight champion, and you are ranked in the top 2 or 3, I do believe, in MTW. And, well, tonight, once again, you racked up another victory over Terry Richards, but you tried to put this man out of professional wrestling, Boozer.
Well, you know, he had to learn. He learned the hard way. I took my frustrations out. That's just the way it is. And I came up through the ranks. Nobody gave me a break. I started in Calgary Stampede Wrestling. I went down to Savoldi's Wrestling. I went to the East Coast in Eastern Canada. I went to the WWF, been to Japan 7 times. Now I'm here. I've been all over the world. I've been to Australia. Like, nobody give me no free ride. No, this ain't no game. This ain't fun. You can get hurt. This is legitimized. You can kill a man in this sport and not get charged with it. You signed a contract to go in the ring with Bruiser Bedlam like Cactus Jack thinks. And those, you better get ready for a bit of damage. Don't interrupt me right now. When I'm talking to you, shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk when I talk. As far as I'm concerned, I beat Cactus Jack. Dynasty and Bigger. You name the stars that come up against me. I beat them all. Smoking on wrestling. I beat, geez, Bullet Bob Armstrong, Randy Savage, Cactus Jack again, Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels. We came down. I beat them. Now, they won't give me my first crack at my belt here again. You tell me what's up with that.
We have a pinfall here, Bruiser Bedlam, and Hard Knocks is defeating Los Rudos. What appeared to be a 6. Now, of course, you did get the 3 in on that one. I think they're tagging the worst way. But as you can see, Los Rudos, they come.
Rodriguez, Rude Boy, that's a good look at that, because it's going to have a chance to happen really soon.
We could see gold around Hard Knocks.
Easy opportunity.
We'd also like to bring up a group, SCW, Southern Championship Wrestling, based in North Carolina. I heard they expressed a whole lot of interest in you.
Yes, they have. You know, President Cates, all we need is the opportunity down there. You know, we'll definitely impress you guys. Just give us a shot. Give us a few matches. We'll show you what Hard Knocks is all about.
Absolutely. President Cates has called the hot seat on a few occasions, and he had a whole lot to say about you guys. He's heard a lot about your reputation. And, of course, by the time you go down there, you probably will be the MTW Tag Team Champions.
The way things are going, I'm sure we will be. You know, we're just eager. We want to go down there. We want to show them what we got down south also.
Well,
I will not be disappointed.
I can't wait to see that, as you will be taking on the best of the South, along with winning the MTW Tag Team titles. I see it in the future. I predict it. I'm going on record right now. The Wrestling Hot Seat host, Sam Farmer, predicts that there will be brand new MTW Tag Team Champions once these gentlemen get a shot, of course.
That's right. It's a safe bet, too.
Yes, bet all the money.
All right, gentlemen. We're going to have to wrap up the show here. Thank you very much for being on the Wrestling Hot Seat. And tune in October 24th as we will air Al Snow's final match in MTW versus Brad Armstrong. And until then, so long.